to the nation's artists. Yes, the send-off ceremony held at the presidential villa in Abuja, and that to inspire the Nigerian contingents as they prepare to depart for the United Kingdom, with the president charging the athletes and officials to compete with the country with courage and discipline. Anonymous with Nigeria on the global sporting stage. Team Nigeria will depart the country today for a party in Scotland, where the athletes will undergo a 3-week intensive training camp before moving to Glasgow for the games, holding from July 23 to August 2nd, 2026. Nigeria will compete in test sport with a 7-form aiming to surpass its performance at the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, where the country finished as Africa's highest ranking with 35 medals, 12 gold, 9 silver, and 14 bronze. Away from move straight to basketball. Yes, Nigeria senior men's basketball team, the Tigers, yesterday defeated Tunisia 84-81 in a crucial Group C match of the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2027 Africa qualifiers in Luanda, Angola. Tunisia 23-21 in the first quarter before the North Africans responded to claim the second quarter 23-20 and leaving the teams leveled at halftime. Nigeria, the Tigers, regain control in the third quarter. Regain control in the third quarter. Winning 8-21-19 and held their nerve in the quarterfinal period with a 2018 advantage to seal the hard 48-81 victory. The victory significantly boosted the team's chances of progressing in the race for the place at the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup in Qatar. The Tigers will return to action today against Guinea before concluding the qualified window against Rwanda on Sunday, with the victories in both matches expected to further strengthen their qualification hopes. Yes, congratulations to the Tigers of Nigeria. You want to watch me live in direct? Go to our Facebook page, drop your comment there, like, comment, and share at Globe 99.1 FM Akure. All right, and we'll move straight to FIFA World Cup. Matches were decided, and often some matches were decided early morning today. You go to our YouTube channel, at kingsnovo TV. Subscribe to it. Spin. Spain, the invisible Armada, dominated Australia from start to finish, securing their first World Cup knockout stage victory. Spain, the knockout stage victory in 16 years. Spain trashed Austria 3-0 in the round of 32 match at the Los Angeles Stadium. In the next for the Korean time, showcasing the prowess of befitting their status as the world's second-ranked team by FIFA. Spain controlled the game from the opening whistle. Just 1 minute into the first half, Lamine Yamal of Barcelona unleashed a left-footed shot after it broke away to signal their intent. In the 29th minute, a corner kick led to a scrum, and Marco Cucurella of Chelsea slotted the ball into the net, but the goal was ruled out for a foul. Spain had struggled to live up to their invisible Armada reputation in recent World Cups. After the group stage exit to the 2014 Brazil tournament, they fell out of round of 16. The last two editions, their last World Cup knockout win was in the 2010 South Africa tournament, where they claimed the title. in this tournament. Spain has been unstoppable. Winning all 4 matches with 8 goals scored and none conceded. Under the head coach Luis Fuente, they have lost just twice in the 45 games. Spain will next face the winner of the round 32 clash between Portugal and Croatia, and eventually Portugal crash out. Croatia, where Ronaldo made history. Oh my God. Margarita says hello, God bless you, thank you very much. Tell me where you're watching from. I'm doing, thank you. Say, how you doing? Margarita, God bless you. Please hit the subscription button. Of course, there can be only one champion, and that's the reason why Portugal battled into the last 16 of the World Cup with a drama-filled 2-1 win victory over Croatia yesterday to set up a titanic showdown with the European champion Spain. Yes, Spain will face Portugal. Oh my God. Ronaldo against his boy Lamine Yamal in another now straight World Cup classic. Gonzalo Ramos headed Portugal into the lead at the 4 minutes of stoppage time before Croatia saw the last gaps. Equalizer agonizingly ruled out for offside in Toronto. Portugal's 41-year-old superstar captain Cristiano Ronaldo had to hold his team back into the contest, bearing the 68-minute penalty to cancel out Croatia's 53rd minute opener from Ivan Perisic. Ronaldo later joined frenzied celebrations after Ramos glanced home a sensational header deep into the injury time to give Portugal the lead. But Ronaldo and his Portugal teammates were left stunned when Josko Diora put at home an apparent equalizer in stoppage time. Yet, there was one final twist when the goal was chalked off for offside after the lengthy VAR reviewed to the disbelief of Croatia's players and their large contingent of fans at Toronto. After the final whistle, an emotional Ronaldo held up and put on Portugal shirt behind the number 21, a tribute to late teammate Diogo Jota, the Liverpool star who tragically died in a car crash almost a year to the day from Thursday. The Thursday's winner on July 30 last year. All right, our Spanish moon stars Penelope Cruz and Javier Baden in the 70,492 crowd at Los Angeles Sophie Stadium. Spain were always a control against the limited Austrian side who failed to register the shot and goal. France played in the lead in the 6 minutes, stripping in the finishing crown a slick pass move. Algeria. The later match on Thursday. All right, away from that, Algeria have never won a World Cup knockout game in 4 previous trips to the tournament. That's why. Could be a reason why Brio and Bolo and Dan Doye scored to seal Switzerland's first World Cup knockout stage win since 1938. 1938. Yes. Switzerland Swiss sealed their first World Cup knockout stage win since 1938. 38 as they comfortably beat Algeria to book a last 16th place. The Swiss took an early lead, and Vancouver, after some winger played from Freiburg's Johara Mazambi, who beat his man before delivering a lovely cutback for Rennes forward and Bolo to turn home in the 20 minutes. Nottingham Forest winger Dan Doye then doubled the lead just 46 seconds after the halftime break with a fine finish inside the area. It was the first time Switzerland scored more than one goal in a World Cup knockout game since a 7-5 defeat by Austria in the 1954 quarterfinals. Yes, this will be the first time that Switzerland scored more than one goal. Yes, in a World Cup knockout game since a 7-5 defeat by Austria in the 1954 quarterfinals. Algeria, who were in search of their first win in the knockout stages, had a decent spell before the break, but with the best opportunity, fierce Chabi hit a thin shot, which Switzerland goalkeeper Gregor Kobel easily saved, and they really threatened again. Not since they beat Germany in the 1938 World Cup last 16 before the introduction of group stages. The Switzerland won a knockout game, but they easily progress here. Switzerland have now reached the last 16 of the World Cup for the fourth successive tournament, and they will face the winner of Colombia and Ghana on 7th of July, 2026 at 9 p.m. at the BC Place of Vancouver. Manzambi brings excitement for Swiss. This was Granit Xhaka's 150th cap for his country, and there is no doubt about the importance of the Sunderland midfielder to the Switzerland side. The captain was excellent here as Algeria barely lead a glove on the Swiss decide who cruised into the next round. But while Xhaka, 33-year-old, brings experience, Manzambi brings inside base. This is the game of football, and the game of football is a game of luck. If you ask me, where does football come from? I tell you, nobody knows. But all I know is that on the pitch, 11 we jam 11. Right, Harvard scored for the group stages. This was the second assist of the tournament, according to Opta. He is the first Swiss player to be directly involved in 5 goals at the World Cup since the data collection began in 1966. I'm talking about Xhaka. At 20 years and 261 days old, he also is the youngest player to reach the tally for any nation since 1966. Of course, there can be only one champion. There can be only one champion. That's why. Diverge. Portugal secured a 2-1 comeback victory against Croatia in the round of 32 March of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, held at Toronto Stadium in Canada. Early morning today, the match garnered attention as a clash between Cristiano Ronaldo, a 41-year-old Arsenal player, and Luka Modric, 41-year-old AC Milan, both of whom are likely making their final World Cup appearance at an age considered not 40. In the end, it was Ronaldo who smite. Portugal dominated the floor early in the match. In the 40 minutes of the first half, Bruno Fernandes of Manchester saw the shot saved by the goalkeeper. Then in the 90 minutes, a cross from the flank narrowly missed Ronaldo's held as he changed into the box. Portugal continue to control possession and pressure. The Croatians scored. They unleashed 9 units of shots in the first half but failed to score. Croatia struggled, failing to record a single volley shot on targets. Croatia thumbed the tide in the second half. In the 3rd minute, Mateo Kovacic of Manchester City advanced to the penalty box, unleashed a shot that he decided nothing, riding the momentum. Croatia continued their offensive in the 8th minute. Across from the flank, found Ivan Peresic of Eindhoven, who scored the opening goal with a left-footed shot. Croatia nearly added another goal immediately after, but the effort offside and disallowed. Portugal struck back in the 12th minute. Rafael Leo of AC Milan sent a spectacular calling shot crashing against the crossbar, sent the Chiefs through Croatia. In the 15th minute, Cristiano Ronaldo found the net, but his goal was also cancelled for offside. In the 19th minute, Portugal ended the penalty after the foul by Croatia during the corner kick scramble. Ronaldo converted the spot kick to level the score at 1-1 Korean 1. Cristiano Ronaldo celebrated with his great signature gesture, beaming with joy. Ronaldo had previously scored 10 goals in 6 World Cup appearances, but had never found the net in the knockout stages. With this goal, he notched his first World Cup knockout stage goal. The match seemed held for extra time. However, in stoppage time, Gonzalo Ramos of Paris Saint-Germain delivered a cross from the flank that was headed home at the near Portugal's 2-1 comeback. Ronaldo Vettori, who had been substituted earlier and now justly watched from the bench, found his first in celebration. Croatia nearly scripted a dramatic finale in our time amid a scramble in front of goal. A level goal was scored. However, the VAR ruled it offside. Broadcast footage captured Modric smiling bitterly after the fierce battle between the two sides. The match concluded with a 2-1 victory for Portugal. Portugal advanced to the round of 16 with Spain, who defeated Austria for the spot in the quarterfinals. Modric, who tasted defeat in the round of 32, is likely to act the Croatian national team after this tournament. Alright, this 2026 FIFA World Cup has produced a string of its milestones, with many players and teams setting new records on and off the pitch, some of which have even been recognized by Guinness World of Records. Yes, the group stage and round of 32 saw non-stars like Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Hurricanes define their legacy with record-shattering performances. According to a report released by FIFA after the group stage, the tournament had already become the biggest in the World Cup history, drawing a record of 4.64 million fans across 72 matches and averaging 3 goals per game. Oh my God. We're going to talk about the individual records. Lionel Messi of Argentina became the first player to score in 7 consecutive World Cup matches. Know this. Lionel Messi of Argentina became the first player to score in 7 consecutive World Cup matches. Lionel Messi again also became the tournament's all-time leading scorer with 19 goals. At 38 years, 357 days, Lionel Messi became the oldest player to score the World Cup hat-trick, surpassing Cristiano Ronaldo's previous record. At 38 years, 357 days, Lionel Messi, fearless Messi, became the oldest player to score the World Cup hat-trick, surpassing Cristiano Ronaldo's previous record. Cristiano Ronaldo became Portugal's all-time leading World Cup scorer with 10 goals, overtaking Eusebio. Yes, Cristiano Ronaldo also became the only player to score most World Cup editions. He scored 6 goals. Yes. And again, Kylian Mbappe Kylian Mbappe became France and Europe's all-time leading World Cup scorer with 18 goals, one below Messi as of June 3rd, 2026, as of today. Yes, Harry Kane became England's all-time leading World Cup scorer with 11 goals, surpassing Gary Lineker. Yes, Ismail Sabari of Morocco became the first African player to score in 3 consecutive World Cup matches. Ismail Sabari of Morocco became the first African player to score in 3 consecutive World Cup matches. Kevin Pina scored Cabo Verde's first ever World Cup goal. Yes, Kevin Pina scored Cabo Verde's first ever World Cup goal. All right, let's talk about the team records. A record 9 African teams. Yes, there can be only one champion. Let's talk about the team records, where a record 9 African teams have progressed to the knockout stages, surpassing the previous best of 2 achieved in 2014 and 2022. Yes, I get it correctly. A record 9 African teams progressed to the knockout stages, surpassing the previous best of 2 achieved in 2014 and 2022. Bosnia and Herzegovina, Cabo Verde, Canada, DR Congo, Cote d'Ivoire, Egypt, and South Africa reached the knockout stage for the first time. Cabo Verde became the only tournament debutant to remain unbeaten in the group stage. Cape Verde became the only tournament debutant to remain unbeaten in the group stage. Canada's 6-0 victory over Qatar marked the first time in CONCACAF nation scored more than 4 goals in a World Cup match. Canada's 6-0 victory over Qatar marked the first time a CONCACAF nation scored more than 4 goals in a World Cup match. Japan's 4-0 victory over Tunisia became the 1000th match in FIFA World Cup history and the biggest victory by an Asian team at the tournament. Mexico won 4 consecutive World Cup matches for the first time, extending its record among CONCACAF nations. Senegal became the first African team to score 5 goals in a World Cup match. Senegal became the first African team to score 5 goals in a World Cup match. The United States 4-1 victory over Paraguay was its first ever 4-goal haul in a World Cup. The United States 4-1 victory over Paraguay was its first ever 4-goal haul in a World Cup game. I'm talking about the coaching records. Dick Advocat of Horatio became the oldest coach in World Cup history at 78 years, 271 days. Hugo Broos of South Africa became the oldest coach to win a World Cup match at 74 years, 75 days, breaking the record set earlier in the tournament by Carlos Queiroz. Then the goalkeeping record. Spain goalkeeper Una Simon set a new Guinness World Record for the longest World Cup clean sheet streak, going 590 minutes without conceding a goal, eclipsing Walter Zengi's 580 minutes mark set in 1990. Walter Zengi's set the record of 580 minutes mark set, yes, without conceding a goal in 1990. And now Unai Simon set a new Guinness World Record for the longest World Cup clean sheet streak, 590 minutes without conceding a goal. A brilliant one there. Alright, the 2026 FIFA World Cup has been a memorable tournament for African nations with several teams producing an impressive performances on football's biggest stage. The competition is currently in the round of 32 in the first knockout stage, where every match ends on one nation's dream of lifting the coveted trophy. Heading into the knockout phase, only Tunisia had been eliminated among Africa's representatives after failing to progress from the group stage. However, the round of 32 has seen more African teams bat out, with South Africa, DR Congo, Senegal, and Ivory Coast all suffering narrow defeats. If you're going to talk about how did African teams lose a round of 32 features, South Africa's World Cup journey came to an end. In fact, came to an agonizing end after the 1-0 defeat to Canada. Bafana looked destined to force extra time after keeping the North America at bay throughout the match. However, Steven Estaquor broke South African hearts by scoring the decisive goal in the 91st minute to send Canada through to the round of 16. DR Congo also exited the tournament after losing 2-1 to England. Despite making a perfect start, the Leopards shocked the Free Lions when Brian Kapanga found the back of the net in 70 minutes. England eventually fought back through Captain Hurricane, who equalized in the 75th minute before completing the comeback win. A goal in 86 minutes. Senegal's campaign came to an end following a dramatic 3-2 defeat to Belgium after extra time. The Lions of Teranga took the lead through goals from Habib Diarra in the 24th minute and Ismail Sarr in the 51st minute. Belgium refused to give up, with Romelu Lukaku restoring parity in the 86th minutes before Yori Telemas struck in the 89th minutes to force extra time. The Lions then converted the penalty in the 120 minutes to see Belgium's place in the next round. Ivory Coast also backed out after suffering a 2-1 defeat to Norway. Although their World Cup dreams have ended, the 4 African nations will leave the tournament with significant financial rewards from FIFA. Each is guaranteed between 1.42 billion Shari money. Yes. At 1.74 billion, that's between $11 million and $30.5 million following their round of 32 exits. So Ghana, despite the exit, oh my God, despite this African team's exit, the financial windfall is expected to support football development programs and future national teams preparation with the 27 AFCON fast approaching. Now let's talk about Ghana. They are set to face Colombia in their round of 32 features, while Egypt will take on Australia and Algeria will battle Switzerland. Morocco have already knocked out the Netherlands to qualify for the round of 32.